best things I ever did for myself was to stop making content about my personal life. And what I very quickly realized was that once you open that door, you can't close it.
In the last year of my undergraduate degree, I took a queer theory course with a prof who made a point, and he told us that he did this every year during the very first class, of saying, look, I realize that we are going to be talking a lot about personal narrative, these epiphanies, these eureka moments that we have in our lives that help us to understand ourselves, make sense of our identities, our places in the world. But we also have to be critical about the stories we tell and the ways that we tell them, especially when they are our own stories. And so if you put that story out there for the rest of the class, for me to hear and to think about and to respond to, we gotta treat it like any other text in the class, which means you gotta be open to critique and criticism, to people pointing out inconsistencies or contradictions or layers of meaning that you maybe weren't aware were even there, and open to recognizing and acknowledging that while this story means one thing to you, it could mean something very different to somebody else in the room. And for better and for worse, the exact same thing is true on here. When you post your story, when you post details about your life, I mean, that story is still your own, but in a lot of ways it's not. It becomes a text like any other, open and available for people to dissect, to interpret, to misinterpret, but also just to interpret differently. And if that is your shtick, man, you gotta have a stomach for it. Because what you can't do is insist that it only means what you decide it means, that it is beyond questioning, beyond criticism, which is one of the reasons why, there are several aspects of my life that I keep very close to the chest and that I will not share because I want to keep that mine. And I do not want, nor do I need, everybody in the class sharing their opinion on the topic.